If you've used Claude Code before, but never built a skill, this video's for you. We're gonna build a skill together from scratch to working. Now, let's walk through it step by step. The first thing we need is a clear understanding of what we're building. I recommend opening up your desktop app. I'll show you really quickly in web, it's very similar. What you wanna do is toggle your sidebar, go here into your profile, select settings, scroll, hit capabilities, scroll down to this section called skills. Now you're gonna see there's a lot of pre-built-in skills here and you can enable them and test them at will. One thing we wanna make sure, this by default should be enabled on every single profile. Now I just wanna show you, it's very similar in the web, right? Interface looks identical. You click your profile, bottom left, hit settings, capabilities, scroll down, you're gonna see the same thing here, okay? But for the sake of today's demo, I really wanna use the desktop app. Now, I want to get straight to it, right? Now that I've showed you, the back end of where to enable skills and to ensure that create a skill is available and checked. For the sake of today's demo, I really want to focus around a skill called Idea Buddy that gives us quick and honest feedback on web plus mobile app ideas. This skill's purpose is to validate the idea so I don't spend too much wasted time and energy building something that flops. Evaluation criteria. Is the market crowded? Any other apps doing the same thing? If so, what's different? Do people actually want this? Use Reddit, X, and LinkedIn as primary sources, blogs, news, and all other sources as secondary. Can a solopreneur build and ship this in less than 2 weeks? Based on market dynamics, what's the most likely MRR or /ARR on year one? Slight typo. How interesting is this? Boring, compelling, useful? Be brutally honest with me. Pick apart this idea with all the reasons not to, if any. I'd rather have you tell me don't waste your time on something that has been done 1,000 times rather than building something for a month and finding out for myself. Output, tell me, build it or trash it. Explain why. List our competitors and similar products. Tell me what would make this idea more desirable. Use this skill before starting any PRD or MVP to save me time from building something nobody wants. Show the process. All right, we're just gonna full send it. And Claude should get to work here. Love it. I'll create a comprehensive Idea Buddy skill for you. Let me start by reading the skill creator documentation to ensure I follow best practices. All right, in the meantime, I do want to show off, I think it's called Skills MP. There's a skills marketplace available. To my knowledge, it's all free and it's pretty legit. Shout out to whoever put this together. I came across this on my feed. There's just a ton of useful skills in here. There's even a skill writer. PyTorch. I'm not sure if PyTorch did all of this. I don't think so. Education. And I'm pretty sure, right, you can upload your own skills within this repository and it'll upload to this marketplace. A really clever way of building a marketplace, to be honest, is using Git repositories, subfolders as databases. I really love that. All right, let's go back to Claude here. So it's gone through it's step by step. Now it's reading workflow and output pattern references. Wonderful. Now it's creating the Idea Buddy skill. It's going to initialize it first. Great. Now let me create the skill MD with your requirements. Now, one little note, think of skills, right? If you're like anybody, you see a new feature with AI and you kind of get overwhelmed at first. You kind of get confused, right? Like, why isn't this all built in? Why do I have to organize files, create markdown files? Well, it's all about customization, right? It's all about fine-tuning the AI for you and your use case. Whatever your industry is, whatever your focus is, there's a skill that you can build to help automate, to help make your life easier. So really highly recommend. Your first skill isn't gonna be a winner, right? Keep building, keep testing. You know your industry and field and whatever your passion, whatever your workflow is, you know it better than arguably anybody else. You know how you work better than anybody else. You know your processes and systems that you have in place that I guarantee you at some level can be automated. Well, that's where Claude Code Skills come in. I mean, it's going to work here. I love it. So it's creating a quick visual of the process flow. I love this. Now it's packaging the skill. I'm just waiting to a point where we can download this skill, and then I'm going to show you how to upload this skill into your Claude Code to bake it into its memory. That way, every time you start a new chat, you can reference this skill. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a moment. Now it's creating a sample evaluation to demonstrate the skill. AI-powered LinkedIn reply generator. All right, so it's done. Now we can review everything it talks about. Here's your complete skill package. Allows you to view supporting documentation, which is wonderful. I love that it gave us a demo and a workflow, as well as a sample evaluation. Tells us exactly what we define. So let's just verify that this is correct. Whenever you present an app ID or ask, should I build this? It then researches competitors using web search, validates demand by checking Reddit X, Twitter, at Reddit X/Twitter, and LinkedIn for real discussions, assesses feasibility for a 2-week solopreneur timeline, estimates 1-year MRR and ARR based on market data, delivers verdict, clear build it or trash it with reasoning, provides improvements, 3 to 5 actionable suggestions for even bad ideas. Key features, it's brutally honest. It defaults to trash it unless compelling evidence exists. Research backed, every claim supported by actual web searches, quotes, and URLs. It shows the process. We see all the results, steps, and sources. It's constructive. Even rejections include pivot suggestions, which I love. Time-saving, validates in minutes, prevents weeks of wasted development. Upload the skill, test it with your next idea, and never waste time building with something nobody wants. Now that we have that downloaded, let's go back into our settings, capabilities, scroll down to skills, and we want to upload a skill. Now I'm just going to show you here what my screen looks like. I'm just going to grab my Idea Buddy skill and put that in there. All right. Now, one little trick here is you can just hit these 3 little dots, hit try and chat. All right. I usually just remove this section here. Can you make something amazing with it? And I want to grab an idea from the prompt browser. This is a tool that I've been working on here, and I generate 10 new prompts every week. I validate them myself. I don't know if they're all that valuable, but I'm launching this very, very soon, and it's free for beta testing for at least a few months while I incorporate some other features that are going to take me some time to incorporate. But what this idea is a SaaS that transforms plain screenshots into beautiful product mockups with customizable device frames, backgrounds, and export formats for marketing materials and presentations. Okay? So let me actually copy this whole title and subtext, and we're going to go back into Claude. And I'm giving it the title and then the subtext, and we're going to hit enter and see what happens. All right, and it's getting to work, saying, hey, I see you've added the Idea Buddy skill and want to validate this screenshot to mockup generator idea. Let me run it through a proper evaluation before you invest time building it. So it's reading the skill, understanding how to properly evaluate this SaaS idea. Now, in the meantime, if you're working exclusively in a particular IDE and you'd like to know how to incorporate skills, let me know. Today's video is all about the desktop app and web app, right? We want to keep it very, very simple, but I do have another video coming out very soon, and I can always do a live stream if you want to see real time how to build and utilize a skill within your IDE or, oh, wow, it's saying trash it. Okay. All right. I've done thorough market research. Let me deliver the honest verdict. Trash it. I love it. Why trash? This market is absolutely saturated with excellent free and feature-rich competitors. You'd be entering a bloodbath where at least 15 plus established players already dominate the space, many offering their tools completely free with no watermarks. The screenshot to mockup generator space has been thoroughly solved by tools like shots.so, Screenly, MockUphone, Pika, App Mockup, Screenshots. I love all of these references. Here's the brutal reality. There's zero differentiation opportunity in basic screenshot mockup generation. Every tool does exactly what you're proposing, takes screenshots, adds device frames, provides backgrounds, and offers export formats. The features, you know what? I trust it. I'm not going to read through this whole thing because I really want to give it a different idea. I'm not happy with the fact that this first one just shit the bed. So excuse my language. Let's go down to, I want to stay within my micro SaaS tags. Interesting. Okay. This is actually very unique. I really want to go back into Claude here. All right. And you don't have to do this each time, but I really want to start a fresh chat. So I'm going back into capabilities, going down to skill, idea buddy, try and chat, and we're going to paste this one in here. What it is a podcast episode to LinkedIn carousel content repurposing SaaS. Build a micro SaaS that converts podcasts episodes into LinkedIn carousel posts with AI-generated key insights, quotes, and branded design templates. Target podcasters and content marketers who need to repurpose audio content for social media. And let's let it get to work. And then one thing I am curious about is, does anything we do on the desktop app update to the web app for that same account? And yes, it does, right? It's account wide. All right. Verdict, trash it. This is a crowded, commoditized market where the differentiating window has already closed. The problem you're solving has been solved dozens of times over, and you're entering a space dominated by established players with venture funding, extensive feature sets, and existing customer bases. Here's the reality. Podcast to social media repurposing tools are everywhere. Descript, Cast Magic, Pod Squeeze, Summarize. I love that name, actually. Summarize, Opus, which I knew off the top of my head, and literally 15 other tools do exactly what you're proposing. Many of them already include LinkedIn carousels as the output format. Okay. What's your differentiator? You'd be building feature number 47 of what Cast Magic already does. You're not competing against zero. You're competing against established SaaS companies that have raised millions, have robust APIs, enterprise customers, and do this plus 20 other content formulas, or formats rather. A solopreneur building just the carousel part isn't compelling when users can get carousels plus clips, plus blogs, plus transcripts, plus notes for $24 to $59 a month from Cast Magic or Descript. All right. And we're just going to go through market analysis. It gives us all the reference links for us to look for ourselves, what makes them different. Lets us know demand signals, no significant discussions found, specifically requesting, the idea we put in. Excuse me. And then for X and Twitter, there are mentions, but no unmet demand signals. Mostly creators recommending existing tools to each other. Professional discussions about content repurposing emphasize the importance of carousels, but the conversation is, here's how to use an existing tool, not I wish this tool existed. Overall demand, medium. Okay, gives us like a quick timeline on its ETA to deployment. Gives us our biggest technical hurdles. You can build an MVP in 2 weeks, but it won't be competitive with established tools. The quality gap will be immediately obvious to anybody who tried the alternatives. Realistic, okay. Yeah. Now, this is an interesting section. How to make this better. If you're passionate about podcasting plus LinkedIn, here are pivots that could actually work. Hyper niche down to a specific podcast vertical. Instead of all podcasters, target B2B SaaS founders with podcasts or real estate agents with podcasts. Build industry-specific templates, insights, and distribution strategies. Generic tools suck at vertical-specific needs. Focused on distribution, not creation. Everyone creates carousels. No one solves getting them in front of the right audience. Build a tool that analyzes LinkedIn engagement data, suggests optimal posting times, recommends hashtags, and auto-engages with relevant accounts. That's differentiated. Add a human element. Partner with designers or copywriters, often AI-generated plus human-polished carousels for $99 an episode. Sell expertise, not software. Cast Magic can't do that. Build for agencies, not solopreneurs. Target podcast production agencies managing 10 to 50 client shows. Build white label carousel generation with client branding. batch processing, and agency-specific workflows. Charge $300 to $1,000 a month for volume customization. Wow. I gotta say, I'm impressed with IdeaBuddy. You just learned how to build your very first skill within Claude, which can be used in the desktop app, the web app, and even in Claude Code. Let me know in the comments below, what are you building? Now, I'm not an AI expert. I'm building in public and sharing what actually works. If you'd like to see me make a particular video around a specific topic, drop a comment below. Let me know who you are, what you do, who your target audience is, and what your question is, and I will add a video to my queue, custom tailored just for you. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. My name is Marcelo. This is Clearmud, and clarity matters.